Hey guys, Sean here from Tesla Family. I think I found the source for that musty smell inside my Tesla Model 3. I keep my Model 3 parked inside my garage, which is not ventilated. In the summertime, the inside of my garage gets very warm and humid. Obviously with the doors closed, there is no source of fresh air coming in, and it feels like a sauna in here. I've got an idea on how to prevent the musty smell from returning to my Model 3 and perhaps to your Model 3 in the future. After changing my air filters and cleaning my evaporator, I'm going to be running a dehumidifier in my garage. By running a dehumidifier in my garage, it will prevent my Model 3 from intaking this very warm, humid air, which gets trapped inside my Model 3's air conditioning system when the fan runs after parking my Model 3 to dry out the evaporator compartment. Alright, let's take a look at the dehumidifier, find out how dry we can get the garage with the dehumidifier running, and after changing my air filters and cleaning my evaporator, let's see if we can prevent this musty smell from returning to my Model 3. So here's my Frigidaire dehumidifier. We've owned this for a while. It's nothing new that I purchased. I actually had it stored in the basement. Let's turn it on. And look at that. We can see that the humidity in the garage is 75%. That's pretty high. I'm going to try to keep it down around 40 or 50% and closer to what the humidity is inside of our house. After all, my Model 3 deserves a nice dry parking spot, right? Alright, not even 2 hours later, we've got the humidity down by 25%, sitting at 50. So we came down from 75 to 50% in less than 2 hours. So I'm definitely going to keep this plugged in, probably year-round, just to keep the humidity managed. And I really think that this is going to keep that stinky sock smell out of my Model 3 again, because my Model 3 parked in the garage now won't be pulling in high humidity air, which has a lot of moisture and then ends up probably forming mold on the air filters. Okay, so after running the dehumidifier for a day or two, I discovered that the humidifier was running longer than I really wanted it to. It seemed like every time I came in the garage, the dehumidifier was on. And in order to save some electricity and wear and tear on the dehumidifier, I decided, I wonder if I could get a switch that could be controlled by the humidity in the garage. And I was able to find that here on Amazon. I will share the link to this product in the description of the video. But this is from Inkbird. It's a humidity controller. And what I have here is I have the desired humidity of 45% on the bottom, the current humidity of 46.7%. So yeah, the current humidity is higher than the desired humidity, but I have this switch set to turn on when the humidity increases to 55%. The dehumidifier then runs until the humidity comes down to 45% and then shuts off. You can see here that the dehumidifier is in the off position, which has been great and really cuts back on the runtime of the dehumidifier. You can see it's doing a great job of holding a lower humidity in the garage. Without this, the humidity was running 70 to 80%. Alright, I'm going to order my Model 3's air filters on Tesla.com at the Tesla shop. I know you can get aftermarket ones at Amazon, but I just trust OEM a lot more than going with aftermarket. It should be the perfect fit, and I likely won't have any issues installing these replacement filters from Tesla in my Tesla Model 3. So Tesla is charging $17 for each filter. I have to order 2 of them. It says replace your Model 3 cabin filters to prevent pollen, industrial fallout, road dust, and other particles from entering the cabin through the vents. Tesla recommends replacing these filters every 2 years. For detailed instructions, follow these easy step-by-step guide. So we'll add those to the cart. $34 cart total. And free shipping on all orders. That's excellent. Let's take a quick look at the step-by-step guide. I'll be following this. It's great that Tesla provides this information and these really cool animated images here. So we'll go through this when we actually install the filters, but for now I'll show you that it's all available here on Tesla.com, along with other do-it-yourself tips, which is really cool. Tesla sharing some of these things with owners to save from them having to come into the service center for fairly minor maintenance issues. I'm going to order this NextZet Klima Cleaner air conditioner cleaner 10-ounce can from Amazon.com, and if I order it today, I'll get it in a little less than a week, next Thursday. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my cart. I'm choosing this because the Cool-It brand is out of stock on Amazon, and this looks to be a pretty well-made product. In fact, 991 ratings on Amazon. I'll have the link to this product in the video description below, along with the link to the Tesla air filters. If you click my Amazon link, I'll get a small kickback from you ordering at no cost to you. So this is going to be a spray foam that I'll spray to hopefully clean up that sweaty sock smell that I'm getting in my air conditioner. Now, I did have my air conditioning cleaned and air filters replaced August of 2020. Tesla did it. I paid Tesla a reduced rate of $79.50 for the cleaning of my evaporator coil back during the time that I had my 2-year service completed. This was a reduced price because it was combined with my air filter change, which was actually part of a Goodwill service that Tesla provided me. For more information on that 2-year service, please check out the video at the link above. For some reason, I'm getting that smell back, so I'm going to try it on my own, try to save a couple bucks by just ordering the parts and doing the work myself. Okay, we've got all the supplies needed to change the air filters in the Model 3 and clean the evaporator. Let me give you a closer look at what we're going to be using today. Then I'll take you step by step through the cleaning process. All right, here in the front, we have 2 Tesla branded Model 3 air filters. I decided to go with the Tesla branded ones because I just know that OEM is going to fit perfectly. I didn't want to deal with an aftermarket brand that maybe the dimensions of the air filter were off a little bit. But these are also made in Germany, and they have the Tesla branded logo on them. 2 brand new Model 3 air filters. We're going to be using those today. A pry tool. And I decided to go with the NextZet Klima Cleaner Pro because the Cool-It brand evaporator cleaner was out of stock on Amazon. And our T20 Torx bit. This star-looking tool we're going to be using for one of the screws on the cover to the air filter compartment. The first step is to turn off the climate control system. So we're going to turn that off over here. All right. I'm not going to hear it wind down. That's good. We have the climate off. The next step is to move the passenger seat, the front passenger seat, all the way back. And then we're going to be removing the front floor mat. I prefer these Tesla stock floor mats. I know a lot of other YouTubers and Tesla owners buy aftermarket floor mats, but these are great. I like the carpeted feel, and they're easy to clean. Next, we're going to be using the trim pry tool and work from top to bottom to carefully release the right side panel from the center console. There we go. There's several clips that we can see that hold this together. All right, now we're going to remove 4 push clips. 1, 2, 3, 4 that secure the front passenger footwell cover, and then we're going to remove the electrical connector for this light here. And there's an electrical connector back here for a speaker. One, 2, 3, little wiggle 4. There we go. This is coming down. All right. And what's neat is that there's the full self-driving computer right underneath the passenger floorboard cover. Several inputs and lights that are on. I just need to carefully remove a couple connectors here. There's that for the light. Speaker. Now we have this out. And we should finally be able to see. Yep. Now we can see this is where the cabin air filters are stored in this diagonal compartment with a Torx way up there. That doesn't look like it's going to be fun to get at. And while removing the cover, we need to be very careful that we do not damage these high voltage cables. There we go. I'm glad I have this ratcheting tool, making it a little easier to get this screw out. There we go. Be very careful about pinching that with my finger and bringing it down so we don't lose it. Put it on the floorboard. Taking special attention here to note the direction of the arrows on these air filters. They're flowing from the outside of the car, the front of the car, to the back of the car. Let's see if I get this on camera here. There we go. So front to back on the bottom filter, front to back on the top filter, and the air is double stacked. All right, here's the top filter. We'll do a comparison side by side of old versus new. Just right. These tabs here to lift up the filter and slide it out. All right, there's the side by side shot of old versus new. You can clearly see the old filters on the right are quite a bit dirty compared to the pristine brand new filters on the left. So this could certainly be part of the problem. And these filters have only been in place for 1 year. So going to have to be changing these Model 3 air filters more frequently than Tesla recommends, which was every 2 years. Definitely at least every year. Let's look at the other side. All right, so this would be the cabin-facing side of the filters, and I'm immediately noticing that these older filters are yellow, and the new filters are gray. I don't know if that's just a change in materials, or if this yellow stuff is actually some kind of contaminant. It certainly could be pollen. We have a lot of pollen in the area in the springtime, but I can't quite tell. All right, using my cell phone because it's a little easier to get it squeezed into the evaporator compartment or the air filter compartment. You can see some dust on top of the compartment. The evaporator at the top looks pretty clean. Angling the phone down, you can start to see at the bottom of the compartment there is some leaf debris down there. It's going to be hard to get that out. I don't have a vacuum that's angled like that, but I guess there could be a bit of evaporator, there could be some dirt on the evaporator down there as well. So, all right, we're going to get the Klima cleaner and spray it in this compartment. Here is the NextZet Klima Cleaner Pro, and on the side it says it cleans your vehicle's air conditioning evaporator system unpleasant odors are removed. It removes pollen, dust, and nicotine. Improves cooling and efficiency. Results last for months and doesn't contain caustic chemical. We're going to be hooking up this white spray tube. We're going to shake the can and try to cover the whole evaporator. Okay, we're removing the red cap. We're going to be putting on the white cap. And hopefully not spray anything. We get this tube into the compartment and spray, spray, spray. Alright, let's see how we did. Still have some left, I think. There we go. I think we've got it all. Be careful of the fumes. I'm gonna back away for a little while. 20 minutes. We'll let this sit for 20 minutes. Then we'll be turning on the HVAC system on high. And we can also see the cleaner is dripping onto the floor. So let me go get a drip pan. That means it's working its way through the system. Good news here. Alright, it's only been about 5 minutes, and you can see the foam is already starting to dissipate and work its way through the system. I'm going to give it the full 20 minutes, though, before we proceed with the next step. Smells nice and clean in there now, though. It's a flowery, floral smell. Alright, here is what the liquid form of the Klima cleaner looks like. Just a real milky fluid after it drains out of the Model 3 and into my collection container here. If I didn't have this under the Model 3, it would have dripped onto the floor. Alright, so the Klima cleaner has been sitting for about 20 minutes. We're almost ready to turn on the HVAC system again to get air flowing through the empty evaporator compartment. But I wanted to check the intake because, hey, we've cleaned the inside of the car. Why not make sure that we don't have any debris lingering on the intake? So to do that, we're going to remove this cover here just by popping these pins. And then here's the intake. We can see that the intake box is kind of dirty and dusty. I'm going to try to wipe that out. And then looking a little bit further back, turn the light on. There's a couple leaves stuck back there. Right there in the intake. So I'm going to try to remove those as well before turning on the air system. Obviously, we don't want to pull in dirt immediately after just cleaning our system. So try to make this intake as clean as possible. Already some dirt there on the paper towel. Clean all this dust out of here. Oh yeah, look at that. And we have a dirty paper towel. All right, now we have all the doors open, windows down. We're going to turn on the climate. I've opted to leave this cover open just to give it some extra airflow from the cabin, I guess. It'll probably pull in some air from this side, and hopefully that'll help dry it out better. So we're going to go to climate. Right here, max it right out up to speed 10. Ooh, yeah. Get the air kind of going through. all the different channels. I can smell the cleaner. It smells very nice, very floral. And we're gonna let this run for about 5 minutes. Might as well even turn on the back climate to see if we can pull some air back there too. And the system is recirculating. I went out to the front to see if it was pulling any air from outside, and it wasn't, so let's turn off recirc. There we go. Oh, it sounds like a jet engine. This is awesome. There we go, now we're pulling in air. Alright, very loud down here, but I'm going to close off this access to the air filter just to try to get the air flowing full power from the intake to the vents inside the cabin. And there we go. That should help. Let's take a look at the compartment and see if it's dried itself out. Should be dried out for now. I ran for probably close to 10 minutes. Looks good in there. I don't see any moisture really. It's just some dust. It's going to be very hard to clean. I can't even put my hand inside of there. Looking down. The bottom looks dry too. That's good. Time to put the filters in. Alright, here's the first filter, and if you remember the way that I took the filter out, it's going to be the arrow pointing toward the inside of the car. Go ahead and do that. By the way, these filters were manufactured on May 10th of 2021. And I want to make sure the tab is up, because this is the bottom filter. See how this easily just slides up and down? So there's the bottom one, and we're going to slide the top one right over on top of that. Right on top. Okay, filter's going in. It's sitting on top. Very good. We've got one filter on the bottom, one filter on top, and they're both oriented in the correct direction. Like so. Alright, all that's left now is to button everything up. So I'm going to put the cover back on. Alright, now for the front passenger footwell cover. Before we put this all the way up, we're going to reconnect the speaker. Right here. Making sure that everything's aligned. Here's the speaker and the light, the footwell light. Okay, the light came on, that's good. And then we're going to go ahead and get this up and put the push pins in. There's 4 push pins. And let's go ahead and engage these push pins. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should hold everything up. And last but not least, the right side panel. And that's a wrap. Now that everything's all buttoned up, I want to go ahead and turn the HVAC system back on. And just let it run now with the new filters in. Alright, smelling fresh still. Well, it's been 2 months now since I've changed my air filters and cleaned my evaporator, and I haven't noticed a return of the musty smell. So that's really good. Now we are heading into winter, so the humidity really isn't much of a problem anymore, but I'm going to continue to run the dehumidifier just to ensure that it's dry here in my garage. I'm really hoping that the little trick that I made with the dehumidifier will keep us going strong here into the spring and then right into next summer. I'll post a comment in the video below if we do get a return of the musty smell in a few months, but so far so good. So if you park your Tesla in the garage, try this out. Run a dehumidifier in the garage. Try the Inkbird humidity control, which really cuts down on the runtime for your dehumidifier as well. Now I don't mind paying Tesla service for any of the items on the service interval. It was nice to save around $100, and it allowed me to open up the Model 3 and get to know it a little bit better. All in all, I paid around $50 for the filters and the cleaner. But if I had to have Tesla service do the work again, it probably would have been well over $100. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and learning how I got rid of that musty smell from my Tesla. Now it's your turn to try. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. If you really enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to Tesla Family Channel here on YouTube. We really appreciate all of our subscribers and everyone who watches our videos. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you soon. Check out all of our other videos as well. Also, follow us on Twitter at Tesla Family Chan. Use my referral code to buy Tesla solar roof or solar panels. You'll get a reward after system activation.